You can come on. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is a beautiful, beautiful evening here in Huntington. It's Friday Night Live, as always, but the weather today was just spectacular. I don't know how to describe it, but it is Shabbat. It's the Shabbat right after Hanukkah. So yesterday was the 8th day of Hanukkah, Zot Hanukkah, a special mystical day on the calendar, and but also the last day of Hanukkah. So we are just here for Shabbat, just a plain Shabbat, which is a great thing to be part of. And so we have Melanie here, and she's going to bench lift for us. She's going to light the Shabbos candles. And if you want to follow along, you'll find the brachot. I'm always off a page. On page 2 and 3.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives.
Bless all who enter this sanctuary indeed, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'haidlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. All right, friends, let's continue welcoming Shabbat with an English reading. Let's go to page 6. Page 6 near the bottom. Let's read responsively. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship.
May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, things to express, hopes to nurture.
May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity.
May its spiritual be the stumbling block begun for straying feet.
May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness.
May the synagogue be for all who enter, to grow away to a richer, more meaningful life.
Let's jump ahead to page 20. Page 20 and Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, U'shmaho echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'melcha, Ki mikor ha'bracha, Merosh mikedem nehesucha, Sof ma'aseh v'machshava techila, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech imelucha, Kumi zihi mitochafecha, Rav lahak shevet b'yemech abacha, Vehu yachamol alaychem la, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Hitna ari me'afar kumi, Livshi bigdei tifarte chami, Al yad ben ishai beit halachmi, Korva el nafshi ge'ala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Itoreri, itoreri, Ki va'orek kumi ori, 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 shir daveri, Kivod Adonai alayich nigla, lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nikavila, lo tevoshi v'lo tikolmi, mahatish tochachi matehemi, Yechesu Anieh Ami, V'nihid Netayir al Tila, Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Nikavila, V'hayu L'shimsa Shosaich, V'rahachaku Komer Valaich, Yasis Alaich, Elohayich, Ki imsoscha hatan al kala, lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nikabila, yamin u'smol tifrotzi, V'et Adonai taritzi, al Yahish ben partzi, B'ni Ismecha v'nagila, lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nikabila, Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'sola, Tochem unei am segula, Boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nikabila. Page 22, let's read together some verses from Psalm 92. Top outdented paragraph, let's read together. A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night,
with the 10th Street Park,
with voice and lyre together. You have glad me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai, how very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadik katamar yifrach, Ke'erez balvanon yiskeh, shetulim beveit Adonai, b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. O Jenuvu Deseva, Deshenim Bera'ananim, Yiyu Lehayin, Ki Ashar Adonai, Suri Velo Avlatapo. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShaharei, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moahem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We have welcomed the Shabbos, and she is here with us. Page 146 will begin the Arvit service l'Shabbat, the evening service for Shabbat. I'll ask everyone, please rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Let's read together on 147, the English paragraphs. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you, and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Top of 148. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shachneinu u'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayinu, v'yorech yameinu, v'yorech yameinu, u'bahem nege yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatecha tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'odecha. V'hayu advarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, b'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'beitecha, uvlektecha b'derech, uv'shoktecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu latotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'b'hisharecha, leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 151. Let's read responsively in English. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. When will redemption come?
We bring everyone who claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the powers of the Most High.
We learn God's presence in time like that, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom.
Top of 152. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nohorati lo v'husei fele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, v'okeyam lifnei Moshe, zeili anu v'yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov u'ga'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Top of 153, the top two lines. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shoreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shoreinu l'chaim. Page 153, let's read together near the bottom of the page. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Top of 154, verses from the book of Exodus. Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, B'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, Asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. We are on the Amidah, the central prayer of the evening service. Let's everyone please rise. We'll chant 155, 156, and 157 together. And then you can continue silently reading the Amidah in Hebrew, the English translation, or offering up your own prayer at that time. And there are no insertions for this Shabbat. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Manora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Goel B'nei B'neihem, Leman Shemo B'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayim Etim Atarav L'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayim Etim B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Masurim, Umekahayeh Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Agivot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata l'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh ametim. Let's continue together on page 160. 160, let's read this paragraph together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, V'kadesh HaShabbat. Let's turn to page 163, a little bit of Hoda'ah, a little bit of Thanksgiving, a little bit of gratitude. This week, it's been a mixed blessing. It was Hanukkah, but one of our pack was put down this past week. And so the light that he brought into the world was kind of snuffed out. But I'll tell you what, the light he did bring in remains. He was a pistol of a pack member, and he's missed by all of us. But let's read responsibly on 163 and think about a little bit of gratitude, the things that we are grateful for. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks.
For the strength and fruit of our hearts and our hands, we offer praise.
For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For life, nature, harmony, and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise is the source of being.
And we'll close out our Amidah with the prayer for peace. In the evening, it's Shalom Rav, 164. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael v'chol eitu v'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise you, Adonai, who blesses your people, Israel, with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivorech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Page 253 in the middle, one of the blessings for healing, Misha Berach. Misha Berach, avoteinu, Mikor habracha le'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Yimoteinu Mikor habracha Le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Prayers of our community, pages 258 and 259. Wait, Mr. President, the prayer for our congregation.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion and prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, Shotecha Levavcha B'yirah Na'avod. Ron, how about the prayer for our country on 258?
Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters of wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing, and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness.
Shalu Shalom Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Ovayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabashamayim, Tzur Yisrael V'Goalo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reishit Tzmichat Geulatenu. Hagein Aleha V'Yevrat Chasdecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha, Ushlach Oracha V'Amitcha L'Rasheha, Sareha V'Yoetzeha. V'Takneim Eita Tova Milfanecha, V'Natata Shalom Ba'aretz, V'Simchat Olam Liyoshveha, V'Namar Amen. Sam, how about that in English, please?
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Thank you all for reading. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom and good Shabbos.
This week's Parsha is Miketz. Miketz is almost always read on Hanukkah, except when it's not. And this year we just missed being able to read it on Hanukkah. It continues Yosef's adventure in Mitzrayim, in Egypt. And it's 2 years later, right? Last week we had the introduction to the story, and he winds up in prison. And it's 2 years later. And Pharaoh has his famous dreams. Pharaoh has 2 dreams. He has a dream in which 7 cows come out of the Nile, 7 full cows, big cows, and then 7 other cows come out and eat them. And there's stalks of grain, full grain, and then famine grain, thin grain comes and eats them. And none of his people can interpret these dreams. And the cupbearer, who had a dream interpreted by Yosef, suddenly remembers Yosef 2 years later. And he says to Pharaoh, hey, I know this Hebrew guy, and did some time with him in prison, but he's good at hearing dreams. So Yosef interprets Pharaoh's dreams, and the famous, there are going to be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. When that, in fact, the Pharaoh is so impressed by this that he puts Yosef in charge. Almost unheard of for someone who was a shepherd to become a leader in Egypt. Egypt did not like shepherds. And Yosef does extremely well. And he has 2 sons while he is there. He has a son named Manasseh and another named Ephraim. And those names come up because on Shabbat, when we bless our children, we bless our sons. May God consider you, or may God bless you like God has blessed Manasseh and Ephraim. And the question is, why those 2 brothers? They're very famous brothers, but these 2, according to the tradition, are the only brothers who got along. All the other brothers had animosity. Jacob and Esau, Isaac and Ishmael, Joseph and his brothers. These are the only 2 that really got along. And so we ask God to bless our sons so they get along. Famine hits, and Yaakov, the father, sends his sons down to Mitzrayim, to Egypt, for food. And even though it's been almost 20 years since they've seen each other, Yosef recognizes his brothers. And he speaks harshly to them. He accuses them of being spies, and he jails them for 3 days. Reuven, the eldest of the brothers, says, "This is really, we're getting punished because of what we had done to Yosef so many years ago." And Yosef overhears this, but he pretends he doesn't understand their language. He tells them, when he lets them go, if they are to return, they need to bring their younger brother with them, Benjamin. And they leave, and they find the money that they paid Yosef for the food stuffed in their bags. He's returned the money. The famine worsens, and Yaakov sends the brothers back. And Yehuda, one of the older brothers, pledges to keep Benjamin safe because they have to take him with. When they get back there, Yosef, who had kept one of his other brothers as kind of a hostage, Shimon, he sets him free. And then he invites his brothers to a banquet. And he fills their bags with food, and he secretly places a cup in Benjamin's bag. The brothers leave, and Yosef sends a steward after them, and they deny any wrongdoing. They say, "We haven't done anything wrong. We paid for the food. We ate at a banquet, and then the guy in charge sent us on our way." But the cup is found. And they go back, and the brothers have to face Yosef. And Yosef releases his brothers, sends them home, or sends them that they can go home, but keeps Benjamin. And kind of a cliffhanger. What's going to happen with the brothers? What's going to happen with Benjamin? We don't know until next week. And there are no new mitzvot in this Torah portion. There are no new mitzvot for the rest of the book of Genesis. And this is your Torah portion in a nutshell. So, nostalgia is defined as a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a person or place or a period or pet place with happy personal associations. I myself am not a very nostalgic person. I like the past is the past, and no matter how good the past was, it's gone. But this time of year, especially on days and nights like this one, I feel a little nostalgic. Growing up, the early sunsets, the early evenings, and the chilly mornings. And growing up in the mountains of Pennsylvania, Northeast Pennsylvania, it just reminds me that cross-country season was over, and the winter sports were about ready to start, and it was going to be several months before I had to go out and get ready to play baseball and to run track. So this was just a very nice period of time. And when I was in high school, I had a job at a movie theater, the absolute best job in the world. From the years 1982 to about 1993, when I started my doctoral program, I saw every movie that came out and paid absolutely nothing because you could go to the movies free. And there was this one program that we had. It was the midnight movies. Friday and Saturday nights, the theaters would open up at midnight, and we would show Rocky Horror and some ridiculous horror movie and a concert film, and then something that catered to adults of a different taste. And it was like Halloween every week. The freaks would come out, and it was so much fun. But there was a downside. I wouldn't get home on those nights until about 3 a.m. And Pops My dad would always leave the porch light on. And this was before 24-hour TV, before cable, before all these things that you see through the windows flickering at night. The houses were all dark. And because the houses were dark, the street was dark. And I never thought much about it, right? I would come home, I would see the light on, I would park the car, Pops turned the light on, and I turned it off. But now that makes me feel a little nostalgic, because seeing the light on in a street that was all dark, I now realize that I was expected. Someone knew I was coming home and wanted to make sure that it was easy for me to find my home. And it reminded me, that light reminded me that I was not forgotten. The last few weeks have been tough. It was the yard site of my best friend and the yard site of my pops. Light and life. Light and life I was thinking about. And then we hit Hanukkah. And it's no accident that Hanukkah falls in the middle of the darkest month of the year. Because when we see the lights in the windows, we recognize the light and the warmth. And we publicize it. Right? One of the mitzvot of Hanukkah is to publicize it, that we are to shine our light to the outside world. Lighting your Chanukiah in the middle of your kitchen on the table without any windows. Yeah, you've lit your candles, but you've not fulfilled the essence of Hanukkah. We publicize it. We publicize who we are and what we do in the world. Just like my pops did when he would leave that light on for me. Not publicizing anything but to me. I'm expecting you, son. The light's left on. And souls are a lot like candles. Some burn for a very long time and accomplish great things. Some burn for a very long time and accomplish nothing. Some burn for a short time and affect us in ways that we can't even begin to imagine. But whether a soul burns long or a soul burns short, both burn bright and they bring light. The Shabbat, we need to recognize the light of our souls and in the souls of others. To see the warmth and the welcoming that other people have for us and we have for others. And we should do it just on this Shabbos, right close to Hanukkah, but we should do it all year. Because the night always comes. And when you come home, it's always nice to know that you were expected. Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Mari, Sam, what time is it?
Kiddush.
It's Kiddush time. Yes, it is. I have a choir here. Two of them. A duet. Simon and Garfinkel. Shimon and Gamliel. Right? But we are at Kiddush, and I'll ask everyone please rise. Vayi'er vayivoker yom hashishi, vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam, vayachal Elohim bayom hashvihi melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvihi mikol melachto asher asa. Vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvihi, vayikadesh oto, kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asod. Savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho באהבה וברצון, הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. It's good to hear the Saturday morning people know what to do when you say Savri. All right. Let's start closing out our Friday night service. Page 282, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei pedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goye haratzot, v'lo samanu mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, נתתו בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא אלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. Seated. This week we continue to observe Shloshim for Iris Scherer, cousin of Josh and Nick Frieden. This week we observed the following yahrzeits: Alice Curran, Harold's mother; Beatrice Miller, Randy's mother; Stephen Jablow, father of a husband to Marilyn, and father of Samantha, Shayna, and Rachel; Morton Turetsky, Tori Witcher's stepfather; Peter Island, son of Ed and Evelyn; Helen Lipfeld Siegel, Alan's mother; Marie Levinson Bachman, Frida Kagan's sister; Joseph Ellswick, Pat Johnson's great-great-grandfather; Lydia Hess, Tovey Murphy's grandmother; Ann Kaplan, Sam's wife, mother of Steve and Betsy; Pauline's sister-in-law and Alan's uncle; Charles Levine, Loretta's husband, father of Leanne and Amy; Robert Levy, husband of Joyce, father of Peter, Jane, and Joel. Helen Robbins, Howard Feinberg's maternal grandmother. Selma Footlick Galpin, Betty Kolker's mother. Marge Halstead, Karen Kolker's mother. Samuel Mansbach, Gerald's brother, son of Joe. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they all rest in peace. Mourner's Cottage is found on page 294. Yit Kadal, Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma, Divrach, Hirute, Biamlik, Malchute, B'chayechon, B'yomechon, U'chaye, Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Bizman, Kariv, Yimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah, Mevarach, Leolam, Alamei Maya. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh. V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Kucha, B'richu. Le'elam, Minkol, Birchata, B'shirata. Tush B'chata, B'nechamata. B'amiran, B'alma, V'yimru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'romav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. You may be seated. Friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos. Just a couple of things to do before the end of services. A couple of quick announcements. What do you say, Mr. President? You got announcements for us?
Let's rock.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bring it.
All right.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Enthusiasm.
Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.
Welcome, everybody. We have got a couple announcements. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we have services. Be here. Sunday, 9 o'clock services, and then study with the rabbi. We do study
1 and 2.
1 and 2, and then we have the Yiddish choir Wednesday at 7:30 or 7. What am I putting a half hour on that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because they're always late. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. So that'll be fun, and then we come back here for service update on the Jewish Cultural Festival.
Yay.
May 19th, 2024. I'm pleased to tell you that we've got an approval to have it. We have the permit. Also, for security, I will be arranging for that with them. The good news on the permitting, and I don't love to hear this, is we're not being charged the $1,500 that I thought we were. But and I've not cashed that check. But we are going to have to pay for security. But I'm confident it's not going to be $1,500. So good news. So there's some money for you that we've saved, and we didn't have to do anything. Kind of like my investment guy. He just makes money and he doesn't do anything.
There you go. All
Very,
about.
very good. Thank you.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
That's
Shabbat
it.
Shalom.
All
Shabbat
right,
shalom.
all right.
Shabbat shalom.
The raffle's coming up, and that is on April 14th, the day before tax day. But April 14th, that's a Sunday. Let's see, what else? That's about it. That's about it. It's a quiet week coming up, thank goodness. And yeah, it should be quiet. All right, thank you, Hoyt. Page 321, we'll close out with Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach V'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Li'et Nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kiglot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hopeh Vehu Yeh B'Zifara Vehu Echad V'Ein Sheni Lahamshilo Lahachbira V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'Hamisra Vehu Eli V'Chai Govali V'Tzur Hevli B'Yetzara Vehu Nisi Umanos Li Menat Kohosi Biomekra Biahado Akid Ruchi Bieti Shan Biaira Bimruchi Biviati Adonai li velo ira. Oh, we got lots of people saying hello to us this night on the intertubes. Let's see. Up top we have GDT, Grant David Tate. Shabbat Shalom, RB. That was me. And everybody at Temple in Huntington and all watching around the world on their intertubes. Thank you. Good Shabbos. Thank you, Grant David. Same to you with love and shalom right back at you. Heather Watts, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Heather. Donna Wilson, wishing everyone a warm Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Donna. Same to you. There's Bella from the city of brotherly love. Shabbat Shalom. Miss everyone. And I'm sorry to hear about you. Thank you. Sending love and good energy. You got it, Bella. And there's Mom and Cliff. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's Mom and Cliff for very cold Pennsylvania. Thank you about that, Mom. I appreciate it. And Taylor McIntyre, Shabbat Shalom. Same to you, Taylor. And I think that's it. I mean, yeah, that's it for tonight. So, all right, friends. Not lots going on this week, but there's enough going on this week. Hope you could come and spend some time with us. Yeah. So Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, and please be careful out there.